I'm currently in the middle of 30 different book series. So let's discuss what I will be continuing and what I will be DNFing. Firstly, I just wanted to show you guys, this is crazy. I literally just went back now because I didn't update my journal about what I was DNFing. I just kind of decided what I was DNFing. This table also is very, very precarious over here. I'm so scared it falls over. But this is my first journal from 2024, and that is what I did with my series tracker. Even though it had prompts and stuff, I just made my own stuff. So on the front it says full of books, and then it says 2024 reading journal, and I got this from Amazon. I didn't particularly love the prompts and stuff that it had inside it, so I decided not to do it the next year. I ended up getting a blank journal, but this is what my series tracker looked in there. Very simple. I'm a visual person, so that worked for me. So I had to just compare them to what I have now and what I decided to DNF. Let's go through the DNFs first so we can get the negative out the way. The first couple of series we have on here is more of a duology, not generally a series, but I still track it as a series because it's more than one book. The first one is Anatomy, a love story by Donna Schwartz. The second book is Immortality, a love story, and unfortunately I didn't love Anatomy enough to keep reading. I actually sold the book recently, so not my favorite, and DNFing that. The next one we will be DNFing is The Shepherd's King duology, and this is by Rachel Gillig. Everybody knows this. It is the One Dark Window and Two Twisted Crown series, or duology, and unfortunately I didn't love One Dark Window enough to continue. I just felt the world was underdeveloped. It felt really small and contained, and I didn't love the monster in her head, and the riddles felt really juvenile for me. I liked the concept of the cards that they had for their magic, where you tap it on, tap it off, but unfortunately as a whole I didn't love it, and I didn't even love our main female character Elizabeth. I found her quite annoying. Next, this is actually a series that I started in 2023, and it is called Out of Uniform by L. Kennedy. It was a Kindle Unlimited series. The first book I read was called Heartbreaker, and that was when I was really into my spicy romance. I absolutely ate that up and I thought it was so good. But the more that I've read, the more I've realized I don't like spice for the sake of spice. I like it when it's written into the story and it's done tactfully. Again, I don't know if it's because I have a big preggy belly that I've been such a prude, but spice just isn't doing it for me anymore. So I never read any further in the series, and I think I will definitely DNF that. Also, grab a drink. This might be a long one. There are also 4 books in that series, sorry, and I only read one. Oh my gosh, my bump is looking really huge on camera right now. Next, we have a series by Lucy Score, and I absolutely loved the first book. I can't even remember what the other 2 books are called, but it is the Riley Thorne saga, and it is the Dead Guy Next Door series. I really thought that the first book was so much fun. Lucy Score is known for writing really big books though. They're always unnecessarily thick, and I just felt like the book did drag on a lot, but I loved the content of it and I loved her humor in it. But unfortunately, I didn't love it enough to want to continue. I think I tried the second book, I downloaded it, read a few pages, and I just got over it at that time. So gonna DNF that too. Then we have The Remnants of the Fallen Kingdom. Sorry, I had to read that off because I couldn't remember such a long name. And it's by Day. I think it's Lee Tao, but I keep saying Lieto. But anyway, that is A Cursed Son, which I've read. And then we have A Traitor Sister, which I've read. And then the last book is A Devious Brother. I didn't love this. I think the first book ended on such a heavy cliffhanger that I wanted to know what happened next. I did love our main female character, Astra, and also her relationship with the cursed son, or the cursed prince, or the shunned prince, whatever you want to call him. I loved their relationship. But again, the writing was just so cringe, and it was trying to be so relevant that it ended up not being relevant at all, and it just annoyed me so much. There were things written that I would just like read it on my Kindle, would highlight and write Y, W2TF, because I just felt like it was so out of place. So I tried the second book and it took me ages to read it, ended up giving it a 2-star. I think I actually may have DNF'd it at around 200 pages, so enough to be able to give it a rating, but I just thought it was too long and too dragged out. So A Devious Brother I have absolutely no interest in reading. DNF. This is a series that I read at the beginning of last year, and it is the Dreamland Billionaire series by Lauren Asher. And the first book was called The Fine Print, and I read that in a Valentine's vlog, and I thought I might continue it because I really didn't mind the first book. But then again, I just lost interest. Like, there was no draw for me to want to read any more of it. And I think it's such an old series in the book community that I don't know, no one's really talking about it. No one really cares about it. It's not like the other older series series like Shatter Me, or what's an older series, Throne of Glass, that people could still read today. I just feel like that series is quite antiquated, and that trope of things is, I don't know, it's dated right now, in my opinion anyway. So just read the first book out of the 4 there. Zodiac Academy by the Twisted Sisters. I read the first 3 books, which was The Awakening, The Reckoning, I think, and then Ruthless Bay. So I read those 3 and I just gave up because, again, it's so drawn out. Like, the books get thicker the further you go along, but like the information doesn't need to be described and gone into so much detail. I feel like they could have snipped it down so much and it would have been so much more exciting for me. I just felt like a lot of the information was way too much, especially the last one. Was it called Ruthless Bay or The Reckoning? One of them, where they kind of find out what their spirit animal, whatever you call it, is. I had to read 500 pages to get there, and then the reveal was like, meh. Like, I just thought it was so meh. And like the thing with, what's the guy's name? Dorian, whatever his name is. The thing with his father and like his brother, and it was just drawn out too much. And unfortunately, it just didn't captivate me. I know everybody absolutely loved it. For me, I didn't gel with it or the writing style, if I'm being honest. I have downloaded Hollow though, so I'm really interested to see what else they are writing or what else their writing is like, because yeah, Zodiac Academy unfortunately just wasn't for me. The whole bully trope, I don't mind. I really liked Punk 57. I thought it was a fucking amazing book. I think I gave it 5 stars and I read it all in one day. I'm not shy of that. It's just the twins and I don't know, the pacing. Let's just blame the pacing. So DNF once again. Then I'm sure I said this in the video where I actually read this book in, Assistant to the Villain by Hannah Nicole Mira. DNF for me. I liked the first book. It was fun. It was a silly, goofy time, but I don't think it needed another book. The way the book ended, it was like it was forced for another book, so I just don't believe that it needs to go on for 4 more books. I think I would just lose interest in it. There's no point in trying, and I don't want to buy books that I know I'm not going to enjoy. Lastly, and this is very random, but Magnolia Parks. I know there are more books coming out in Daisy's side of things, but I've lost interest now. I'm done. It's been a long time. I read the last book that's out last year in December, I want to say, but even so, it's now July, and the more I think about it, the more I'm like, I'm over it. I got the conclusion that I wanted from Magnolia and BJ, and I don't feel like I need to read on. So anything else that Jessa Hastings comes out with in that universe, I don't think I'm going to read. I did like the Magnolia Parks universe. Yeah, I don't love Daisy that much, so I don't feel the need to continue that. I'm so scared this falls over. I just need to change positions because everything is feeling really uncomfortable at the moment. So I'm sorry if I move around a lot. Also, my feet are hurting because I was sitting on one foot. This is my newest book journal. I actually got it for Christmas from my husband. I think it's really nice, even though it does also still have prompts in it and stuff. It's just, I can skip through it and I just write like my thoughts and stuff, and then I add pictures in as I go along. But here the book tracker or the series tracker is just a list, so that's what we have. I've written it down like in really random order. Just forgive me for jumping around quite a bit. So the first series we have on the list is Throne of Glass. Obviously I'm going to continue this. The next book in the series I need to read is Heir of Fire, which is for me the 4th book that I'll be reading in the series. I've read 3 books so far, definitely continuing. Absolutely love the world. I love Selena. Can't remember what her other name is now, but that would be a spoiler, but she does go by another name. So I'm really interested to see how this progresses. I'm really scared of that tandem read, but I love this series, so I couldn't see it being bad in any way. Next series that I think I'm going to continue. I am on the fence about this, and that is, I can't remember what the whole series is called, but it's The Kingdom of the Wicked by Kerry Maniscalco. I didn't love the first book. I think I gave it a 3 or 3.5, and it was just okay. I thought the book leaned into the Italian heritage and the Italian influence way too much, and it kind of made me just roll my eyes. And yeah, I didn't love our main female character as well. They can always make it or break it for me, and I don't like when people are naive and ignorant, because, you know, knowledge is power. I know it's in those times, but it still felt like she should have known better and she was taught better, and she just was making these stupidest mistakes. I liked Wrath, and I loved the concept of the Princess of Hell, so that is one reason I would continue it, just to see what else happens with Wrath. But other than that, I don't feel too compelled to keep reading. I also don't want to like waste my money on buying the book, so we'll see. Maybe I'll find one on sale or something, and then definitely will keep reading. But other than that, I'm not like the most excited for it. This Woven Kingdom, I am dying to to read, is it called A Spiral of Fate? The last one that just came out. So I've read This Woven Kingdom, These Infinite Threads, and All the Twisted Glory. Absolutely love these books. I gave it a 4. Well, most of them around a 4 out of 5. I think the middle one, I can't even see what it's called. These Infinite Threads, I think that was my favorite one because I just love that journey and adventure that they went on. Banter between Cyrus and Eliza. I absolutely love it. Cameron and his moodiness as well. Absolutely love it. I can't wait to keep reading the series, but unfortunately at the moment only the hardback is out and I need the tall paperback. So we usually get the hardback, tall paperback, and then the normal paperback. And my voice went funny. And then the normal paperback. So I have one book in the normal paperback and then 2 in the tall paperback. So I'm waiting for the tall paperback so they all match. So I went to my local store and they still just have the hardback in, is it called hardcover? They just have the hardcover in stock. So unfortunately I'm not ready for that, but I cannot wait to read it to see how this continues, because if you like slow burn, this is freaking slow burn. Absolutely the slowest burn you could ever burn. Definitely keeping on with that. Like I said, I've read 3 out of the 4 books. I think it's going to be a 5-book series if I'm not mistaken, but absolutely cannot wait for that. Next, ACOTAR. Surely we all know about this. Everybody was going gaga over the news of SJ Maas being on Call Her Daddy's channel and podcast. If all of us know, and we're all excited for ACOTAR 6 and 7.5, or whatever you want to call it, or 6.5. I'm so excited. However, I again don't think I'll read it immediately because I won't want the hardback. I will want the ones that match the different color spines. I'll want that. So I definitely will hold off on that, but I can't wait. I cannot wait. I'm up to date with that until the next books are published, but continuing. Then I have the Belladonna series. I've slowly lost interest in this series as well. I loved Belladonna, gave it a 5-star. I didn't love Foxglove. I didn't like that the mystery kind of fell away and it was more of like fate just fucking everything up. Didn't love that. I still love Signa. I still love Death. I can't remember what his name is right now, not off the top of my head. I have pregnancy brain. I didn't like that whole thing, and I loved Death and Signa together, so I wanted to see more of that, but we didn't get as much of that as I would like. I still have Wisteria to read, and then there's one novella called Holly that looks quite interesting, so I still have those 2 books left in the series to read, but definitely will be continuing. Next we have the New Republic, but it's the spin-off of Shatter Me. I've already read Watch Me. I have Release Me on my TBR, and as far as I know there's only going to be 3 books in this series. I loved it. I absolutely love it. I saw so many people say that they didn't like Rosabelle, but I actually really liked her moodiness and her refusal just to submit. I absolutely loved that. I thought it was an accurate representation of what someone would be like if everything got taken away from them. So I absolutely love that. I love James. I think he's so funny and he has the perfect mixture of Warner, Adam, and Kenji. Absolutely loved it, and I will absolutely be continuing that. I think Tahira Murphy could be one of my favorite authors. She's right up there with my favorite authors. Then we have the Bones season. I don't know. I still have one more book in the series to read. I think it's called Mask. Can't remember right now, but I think it's a 7-book series. I'm on book 3 now. I don't know. I feel like the series also is being drawn out so much, and I feel like the books didn't need to be thick and the font didn't need to be that small. I would prefer a thicker book if the font was better, but this font is so tiny, it hurts my eyes and it makes me not want to read it. I love the story enough and I care about the characters enough, but it's just like, it just feels drawn out. It just feels drawn out to me. So I will be continuing it for now, but I can't say that I'll read all 7 books in the series. Then we have the Lunar Chronicles by Marissa Meyer, and I've read 2 books in the 5-book series. So I was going to say Winter. It's not Winter. I've read Cinder and Scarlet. I loved Cinder. Absolutely loved Cinder. Didn't absolutely love Scarlet. I liked it, and I liked the parts where Cinder was in it, but I didn't like Scarlet herself as a character and her character arc. It's really difficult to find the books in store now, so I do want to continue it, but it's not a priority for me at this very moment. Then we have The Gilded Ones by Namina Fauna, and this is a series I started because I wanted to read from more Black authors. I noticed that I was reading from the same female demographic, and unfortunately I hadn't branched out as much as I should. So I bought this series, absolutely loved it. I thought it was really, really good. However, it is really, really dense, like to the point where I was annotating for plot points that I needed to remember. But it's really, really good, and I have 2 books left in the series, which I will definitely be continuing imminently. The Imperium series, is it Imperium or Imperial? I can't remember now, but the Fourth Wing, definitely going to continue that. I cannot wait until she comes up with the next book. I don't read so much romance, but I know people go gaga for her romance. I've read one of her romances before and I didn't love it personally because I don't like romance that much, but I can't wait for her to just continue the series. Again, I feel like this is being drawn out. Like, it doesn't need to be a 5-book series. I've read all that's out right now, which is Fourth Wing, Iron Flame, and Onyx Storm. Absolutely love it. Can we just get the next 2 books so we can get this over and done with and see what the hell is happening with Xaden? Because I'm so curious and I'm so invested in these characters, but I think 2-3 years in between series is too much. I definitely will continue it, even though I say it's too much. Then we have The Shattered King by C. Holmberg, and that's something I just recently started. We've got 3 books in this series, and it is The Shattered King and The Fractured Queen or something like that, and then there's a 3rd book. This is a Kindle Unlimited series, and that's kind of just something that I'm listening to on the side. I immersive read, but it's got a free audiobook on Kindle, so I am going to continue it, but that's more for like my walks. But again, it's not a priority for me. Twilight of Embers by Tessa Hale. They're really, really itty bitty tiny little fantasies. It's kind of reverse harem because I'm got a spice aversion right now. I'm not going to continue it at the moment, but I definitely would like to finish the series. I'm invested. Then I don't know what the series is called, but it's by Peyton Corinne and it's Unsteady, and then there's Unloved and Unbound. I really, really loved Unsteady. I keep saying I don't like romance, but this is the type of romance that I actually do like. I enjoyed every single second of it. I gave it a 4.5 star. Probably should have given it 5 if I take it in reference to all the other romances I read, and I cannot wait to read Unloved or Unbound. I cannot wait. I've seen so many people review it now, but I haven't seen it anywhere in South Africa, only in the UK. So if I can get my hands on it, I can't wait to continue that series. The One of Us is Lying series. I got the first book out my library, or I got it from my library in a little sale, but I don't think that, again, it's a priority for me to continue the series. I think it's 4 or 5 books in that series. It's not a priority for me. So if I found the books, I would read them. If I saw it in the library as well, I would probably read it. But otherwise, I will continue it, but it's not a priority. The same goes for The Letters of Enchantment by Rebecca Ross. This is the Divine Rivals trilogy. Again, I'm not too invested in it. I liked Divine Rivals enough. I wanted more from it, but we'll see. Ruthless Vows is the 2nd book, right? And then the new book just came out. I can't remember what it's called right now. I'll pop them up on the screen. I'm not dying to read it, but I wouldn't mind finishing this series. Phantasma by Kaylee Smith. I think I will continue it. I want to know what the 3rd book is going to be about. This could have been a standalone. It could have just been Phantasma. Enchantress was all right. I'm waiting to see who the final book is about, because I think that might be interesting. If I think it's who I think it is. My brain is scrambled. I'm curious. I'm very curious. So if it is available on Kindle Unlimited, I definitely will read it, but I won't go out of my way to buy it. The same with Quicksilver, which is called Fae and Alchemy. Brimstone just came out. Unfortunately, I liked Quicksilver enough, but I don't feel like I need another book. I don't feel drawn to it. And just seeing everybody's review saying that it was really mediocre, I don't know if I have any desire to continue. Like I said, if it's on the sale, I will buy it and I will read it, but I won't go out of my way once again. Metal Slinger by Rachel Schneider. I didn't love this book. I really didn't, but the ending, that plot twist that came out of fucking nowhere, is enough to make me want to just see what the next book is about, because I found the book pretty boring and like mundane. I don't know, I just didn't get any hint of that plot twist, and people say, yeah, but if you pick this and this up, you would have saw it coming. I don't think so. I really don't think so. You guys are all trying to convince yourself. There was no proof of that coming out of where it came from. Like, nothing. She had no contact. Like, there was nothing. I don't get it. Definitely will try and read that, especially if it's on Kindle Unlimited. Kindred Curse, Spark of the Everflame, Glow of the Everflame, Heat of the Everflame, and soon to be Burn of the Everflame. I don't know if it's just going to be those 4 books or if she's going to have another one after that. I'm invested. This is a 5-star series for me. Absolutely love it. I read all the books in like a week. It was one December holidays where my husband and I were just chilling, and I devoured those books. Absolutely love it. Don't love Diem as a main female character. She's so annoying, but the whole story and the way the story has been told, intriguing. Absolutely love the world. Care about the characters once again. So I just want to know what happens when she ascends. Then we have Beartown. Definitely 100% want to continue this. I don't know why I've put it off for so many years. I literally thought I didn't like literary fiction, but I think this is the type of literary fiction that I do like. Absolutely love this. I only have 1 book to read in the series, so definitely going to continue continue it. I can't wait to see what else happens. Then lastly, I have The Hunger Games, and I know this is an old series, but I hadn't read it when I was younger. I'm now on to the third book of Hunger Games, so I haven't read any of the new ones. I'm still on the backlist. So once that is done, I think I will move on to the newer ones and see what all the hype is about. I love the books. It's nostalgic. Absolutely cannot wait. That is all the series I plan to continue this year and those that I am DNFing. I know it's quite late in the year to talk about this, but like I said, I had to pre-film a few videos because of the birth process and all of that. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Please let me know below if you've read any of these books or any of these series. If there's any that I DNF'd and you think I should actually pick up again, let me know and I'll definitely consider it. But with that being said, thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you all in my next one. Bye guys.